Hello everyone and welcome back to Wano Monthly October, as we are back into Wano Monthlies, and it is lovely to be here as we have two separate groups coming up again. We have veterans and we have freshmen. So yeah, 32 players in general, which is really lovely. 32 people showing up, and yeah, we have two big names in the community facing up here in game number one. One who has been around in Wano for the whole time over the last year. And that is on the right side, P.UriTanner. And then on the left side, Smoking Jury Root Boy, aka the Razzmann. The Razzmann is back. And he's coming in here with some hot takes. Hot takes in the middle here from Razzmann. Yeah, wargame above SD, he says. And he's the best player ever. Only Eugen holding him back. And he's also already trying to find an out here, as Adler supposedly to blame if anything goes wrong. But yeah, I mean, we all know Adler that is to blame if it goes wrong for any of us. And like, I always blame Adler as well. By the way, these numbers this year, huh? I would look at the numbers on the Steam charts again, Mr. Ratzmann, before making such comments here, as in September, Wargame was way behind Steel Division when it comes to player numbers. Steel Division had an average player of 680.2, and Wargame only had 679.6. That's a whole nearly full human being less at any given time in Wargame Red Dragon. So Wargame Red Dragon obviously lower than Steel Division, but I mean, I guess Ratzmann doesn't like the facts here. And yeah, let's see what Razzmann and P.UriTanner can do here. Gonna be a fun one. And yeah, we have a quite interesting battle coming up here as well. As on the left side, Razzmann bringing in his 5th Panzer, sticking with the Germans in this German versus German battle. But on the other side, P.UriTanner as our second German player, not playing with German forces here, rather using the 119th tank formation here, tank regiment, with its T80Us and UDs and T80 BVKs as we go into the battle here. Should be a fun one, as we have Jäger Aufklärers coming in here. And yeah, M48s here, Leo 2s, all lovelyly coming in. M48 here being left behind, Razzmann not quite having figured out that you can give orders before the battle starts, it seems. But coming in here now. Milan once moving around as well. Patchy from the get-go in the north. We have a couple of Iglas coming up here, but they're still a good bit behind. Speznats moving around. Let's see how well the Apache will do there. Tunguska moving in with all of this as well. Speznats OP really far back here in the south, but good enough to blockade any Luxus from just being overly aggressive. Motostrelkis in BMP 1Ps. You only get BMP 1s in Ward 19th, one of the weaknesses of this division. Moving around, Apache doesn't find any targets in the north. Speznats there in quite the force. One of the strengths of 119th is their infantry, that you special forces infantry, that they get Speznats forces there in solid numbers. Speznats GRU, Speznats OP, and the normal Speznats forces, which are quite good again. But you don't get endless numbers of infantry, you don't get great amounts of ATGMs. You have to rely on your heavy tonks, like T80 BVKs, but especially the T80Us and UDs that we might see later. Milan once has the ATGMs here. It's surprising to see those, as Milan once against the T80s don't really do much, but I guess they will still stress out nicely. And with the Leo 2 coming around here already, together with some M48s, we have a good tank force here arriving for Razzmann. Alouette moving around as well. Transport Panzer Fuchs in the north. Pioneer Armbrust all moving around. We have Apache with an A64 moving around as well.
Shocked face.
And a couple of Fliegerfausts in front of all of this. No units dying on either side yet. Pretty slow start. Ooh, but Oh, lucky Tanner there. I don't think the Tunguska... No, Tunguska only has 2 frontal armor. Yeah, it would have died there. To the Milan one. As the LGB comes in on the other side. Takes out the Leo 2A4. And that is a really expensive loss there. Tornado Cluster on the hunt here. But I don't believe it can catch the SU. Tornado will have to come back around. Will have to try to hit something else. But the SU-24 guided bomb really with a good hit here. Taking out that poor little Leo 2A4. And that is an expensive loss here. Cluster Tornado, though, has found the T80BVK. T80BVK smoking off, but that doesn't protect you from air droplets. And a good hit, a good stun. Not a full kill, though. Tornado Cluster also getting some damage from the Tunguska, so will be out for a while. And the T80 will survive this engagement, as M48's not strong enough. Milan 1 not strong enough to catch up with it. Leo 2A4 coming in again. Eager Aufklärer still sitting in the south. And let's go. Meanwhile, Spaznats in the north. No CV came in here yet. So we see Razzmann ticking up here on Death Row. Really small map. Surprised that we ended up on this map. I expected Razzmann to maybe pick a different one, but I guess this is a map that Razzmann still knows from when he played the game last year. A lot of has changed since then, but this has stayed the same. TO55 moving forward. M48's slowly moving forward as well. Roland 3 moving around, coming in here in the rear as some AA, so that the LGBs maybe don't stay unhurt next time around. Roland 3 by now, pretty good AA, pretty good range. So yeah, let's see how this all goes. Martyr 1A3s coming around the numbers. Panzer Grenadiers in them. Panzer Grenadiers with Carl Gustav, pretty good. As we see the SU-24 coming around again. No tornadoes, no fighters on the other side. Not a lot of good fighters in 5th Panzer. 2nd Panzer Grenadier is the German division with tornadoes. You only get pretty bad F4s and starfighters in that division, as they all only have short-range aim missiles, only sidewinders on those. So yeah, you've been reliant on your Roland 3s. So it's surprised that they only come around now. And the SU-24 hits another target here, wipes out another unit, whilst Tunguskas get ready in the rear. Mi-24K coming forward as well. Really no AA here at the moment for Razzmann. That's potentially an issue here. Whilst TO-55's moving forward. Polomachiki coming in as well. As Razzmann up north still having the Apache here on defense. The Iglas have put themselves onto the hill, but not gonna hunt this Apache, it seems. Meanwhile, in the south, Mi-24 engaging onto the Martyrs, not dealing massive damage just yet, but the Martyrs might have to be a bit careful there. Mi-24K not having any ATGMs though, so it won't kill them with that. F4F here coming around, still trying to hunt down the Mi-24K. There is 2 Tunguskas though, so that F4F will pay dealing most likely. There we go. Second missile of the Tunguska gets the hit. Mi-24K also dodged away. ATGMs here in the center, trying to come around. Milan not with the hit just yet. Milan 2's coming around now. That is a different story. Those hit quite hard. Milan 1 only 17 penetration. Milan 2 up to 24. T80BVK trying to get the M48 killed off. We'll have to disengage here for a second though, as Milan's now flying in. TO-55's the cheapest tank that you get here, as the one at 19th. Rolling in decent numbers here. But I'm not too certain this is the territory for them. They can't use the flamethrower, and they only have limited range as well. No ATGMs, only 1,925 meters, and on that range they also have quite terrible accuracy, so I'm not certain you really want to use them. I mean, they are not worse than the M48s really on the other side, but still, I feel like if you want to use them, maybe use them around here in the north, or in this area here, like pushing from here to here. The TO-55s usually work out quite nicely as well, as we have 2 CVs by now in the middle for Tanner. Only one here for Razzmann. Only the Fuchsführer in the center here. And a lot of smoke coming in around these guys. Roland trying to get the kill in. Can it find it? Yes, it does. Roland hits the Su-24 out of the sky. F-Force, too slow, not good enough. That's a misinvestment in my eyes. It should just be more Rolands here, as the F-Force, really not good planes at the moment. Well, they might hit the Su-24 out of the seat here out of the sky. They actually do. No fighters on the side of Tanner. Issue here for sure, as a single fighter potentially could shoot both of these down, but losing two really expensive Su-24s here to Razzmann's air defense. One F4F at least going down, flying over to Tunguskas. Tunguskas still pretty strong if you get too close to them. TDUD here hitting the Milan 2. Moving forward together with the TO-55s. Milan 2 wiped out. As Saperi tried to find some units around here as well. And this is going to be interesting. Leo 284 still trying to disengage. Apache moving around. Whilst Panzermörser tried to get the smoke out here. Protecting units. Leo 184 moving to the south. MTLB destroyed in the north. That is not too important, but Saperi being pushed back there by the Mother. TO-55s and TADUD not helping out just yet. Slowly moving around. Tunguska moving forward as well. Whilst we have a Leo 185 slowly rolling in from the rear here on the side of Razzmann. Jäger Aufklärers and Panzergrenadier Carl Gustav coming in as well. ADUD being pushed back here. Getting hit by an ATGM. In need of some love. Good amount of smoke. Landing all around. Guska sitting in the forest. Motostrelki and Spetsnaz OP in need of repairs. Leo 185 sitting in the south. Couple of Martyrs here as well. But I don't think any side will pull the trigger anytime soon here. There's too little recon on either side here in my eyes. Fliegerfaust try to engage with the Mi-24. They have pretty good anti-helicopter range. They are pretty terrible against aircraft, but against helicopters, Fliegerfaust is actually quite decent. Whilst we have artillery here coming in now. The Master B, the 152mm howitzers, coming in, trying to find some hits on Milans. Milan here might be in trouble. Well, no, actually it's firing behind them, not on target here. Seems. No, it's fired on this building, which is actually empty. It didn't hit much anyway. Transportpanzer Fuchs on a bit of a mission here. I have no idea what the plan of this one was. But it seems like Razzmann wants to get behind the enemy here. Leo 284 moving forward through the center. Second one of those. Another one situated here in the south right now. First, third one that was brought in, but one of them already died to the LGB, so let's see how this one goes. MiG-29 now coming around, trying to engage the Apache. Has to be careful with the Rolands. Roland does miss for now with the first shot. Apache, though, doesn't want to run into the MiG-29 outside of the Roland cover, so it has to move around a bit. Jäger Aufklärer here pushing forward towards the Spetsnaz. This is interesting. Whilst we have some nice smoke play around here. Panzermörser coming in nicely. Motostrelki BMP holding off the Panzergrenadier. Leo 284 moving through the smoke. ADBVK trying to hit the Martyr, trying to hit the Leo. Smoke moving around. Artillery could hit the Jäger Aufklärer. Trying to counter battery the Panzermörser. Not sure how worth it that is. I guess he wants to stop the smoke. The Panzermörser doesn't move. It might die to this. But even if it dies, I'm not too certain if that will have any real value here. Good hits. Panzermörser so far not moving away. But hits are also not perfect just yet. And these two just completely whiff. Next two only deal 1 damage, so Panzermörser will survive all of this as well. MiG-29 flying in the rear. as loitering time has been increased due to fuel consumption being lowered on planes. You can do this much more now, which is a nice change. Really good improvement. Meanwhile, TO-55s here trying to move forward. Jäger Aufklärers and Leo 2A4s here engaging onto them. Hitting them pretty decently. Milan 2 trying to move into this as well. All TO-55s have fallen. Rapira and T-80UD now on their own here. And that is a bit of a problem. That is a bit of a problem here for Mr. Tanner, who still tries to move forward through the center, but at the same time gets outflanked in the south. Leo 1A4s, Marder 1A3s all pushing in here. And the T-80BV in a bit of trouble. No more further tanks here. Another T-80BVK coming in. They're actually cheaper than the T-80Us and UDs. So if you need a cheaper tank, that is the one to go for. Apache in the south cleans up. Tunguska's not able to engage, as the Saparis and Motostrelkis here trying to disengage. We have seen another dead Leo 2A4, I believe, down here. So at least that one went well. But at the same time, T-80UD here needs to smoke off. Does so now, but 2 cluster tornadoes trying to come in for it. High flight cluster bombers still not perfect though. But they should be able to do the job here. Oh no, it's so close. Yeah, these at the moment still underperform in my eyes. So I'm not a big fan of these high fly cluster bombers. Meanwhile, more TO-55s moving around. 152mm artillery trying to engage. 80 BVK getting hit by artillery from the other side now as well. Is pretty stressed out, but Leo 1A5 does go down before it can get a kill. Tunguska's here. Ooh, on the Apache. Try to get another missile off. Can they get a kill there? Oh, it's really close. Apache now, for now, making it out though. Down to 3 hit points. Really scary here. Unfortunate with the missiles. But Motostrelki pushing forward now. Apache most likely will have to disengage. Tunguska so far did a decent job. Artillery trying to delay 2A4. More supplies here needed for the T-80UDs. Do we see any coming in? Not so far. That's a mistake by Tanner. Oh no, there is a Ural here. Okay, but more Urals are needed to fully repair this. A single 1000.1 won't be able to do the job. Meanwhile, in the north, still an even fight. The loss of the Leo 2A4 down here, for sure painful for Razzmann, but gets another one in to replace it. Milan 2 coming around, the F4F. I'm not too certain what this is all about. Little AA over here once more, so B24K could find some targets, could find some hits. Let's see how this all goes. Leo 1A5s slowly rotating south. As we have Razzmann moving around here. Tanner here on the left side, moving with more tanks into the center. More TO-55s again. As I said, I don't like them here. I feel like using TO-55s around here would be a better call. And then maybe just having one T-80UD or so in the middle. Meanwhile, artillery still silent here on the left side. On the right side, the 155mm big guns of Razzmann. Trying to actually kill the enemy units here in this tree line, but Tunguska's and the T-80 BVK moving out of there. So it won't hit much. Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz OP. Big investment here in my eyes by Tanner for never using them. And I feel like this is a strength as 119th, which is surprising because obviously it's a heavy tank regiment in the eyes of most. But this division actually can play quite potent in the infantry matchup for a while. It doesn't have the depth of bigger decks and more infantry focused decks like the UK infantry deck, for example. But with the Spetsnaz and the Spetsnaz OP, it has better infantry than 5th Panzer. Especially Panzer Grenadiers here not trading well. So the Spetsnaz, in my eyes, could rule the forest here quite nicely and bring P.UriTanner up. But we see 3 artillery pieces now instead. Slowly but surely building up. 200. We nearly have reached that half point mark here. As we are 22 minutes remaining. And these are 3 pieces now. Trying to hunt Leo to a force. So really saying Razzmann is an old washed up player now. He won't have the APM to dodge this. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, not super well. Feel like that was a bit greedy. Milan 1 sitting around here. T80BVK moving around. SU24 LGB coming in. Will hit the Milan 2, but I don't believe it will survive here. No. Roland's find the kill. SU24 has the issue that it doesn't have support from the seed plane anymore, because that got killed by the F4s. That was a massive issue here. Roland 2 gets hit now. Might even get killed off. But the LGB hit for sure nice. TADUD and TADUVK here pushing forward. A Leo 2A3 and a Leo 2A4 on the other side. Diego of Clever meanwhile getting hit. But the TADBVK fighting 1 versus 2. It doesn't want to do that at all. Needs to smoke up here soon, otherwise it might be in trouble. There we go. Smoke comes out. Gets it another time. Apache rocket moving forward. Ooh, Leo 2A4 gets stunned here. Will have to drop the smoke soon. Otherwise it might get hunted down here. One of them pops the smoke. That's Leo 2A3. Leo 2A4 with Leo 1A5s coming in from the south. Few tanks here on the side of Tanner. Few BMPs as well. You kind of need your Rapiras as an anti-tank. ATGM kind of vehicle. ADUD here trying to sidestep all of this. It does work for now. MiG-29s coming in a bit on their own though. Roland's moving around. Apache rocket gets destroyed by one of the MiG-29s. The other one bites the dust though. As the TADUD is really, really low. Down to 1 hit point. Needs to get the hell out of there. ATGM still flying in. Will find the kill there. Really good kill by the Milan 2. This is super important here for Tanner. The TADUD was a bit too exposed and gets punished quite heavily for it. TO55 in the south tries to do its own thing here as it's completely left alone kinda by Razzmann. Few units around here. None with any threat to a TO55, but at the same time we need to see how Tanner can hold up the north now. The ADBVK's in trouble. Leo 1A5s and Leo 2A4s still around. One of them getting repaired in the rear. The other one's pretty low, but will be back eventually as well. Losing the TADUD, really a massive, massive loss for the player in red. But TO55s here get hit by Apaches, so they don't have great time here either. Apache rocket doing a good thing. Meanwhile, the Fuchs Führer sneaking in the south. BTR leader moving around to get back in there. But at least a bit of a good take here for Razzmann. Pioneer Armbrust trying to kill off a TADBVK. Did a good start there, but is running out of ATGMs now. Anti-tank rockets. And the Armbrust obviously also not the best one at that. But at least blocking the TADBVK from moving further forward. Mi-24 has to be ordered down there as well. Meanwhile, Tornadoes searching for a target. MiG-29s on the other side, obviously decimated. Mi-24K in a good spot. Polomochiki pushing forward. Yeah, Razzmann got a good couple of points here with that sneaky capture in the south. BTR 60 got back in here at least, but the 400 point lead, if the game goes long, might become relevant here. And in the current state, it absolutely might go long. Oh. TADBVK moving around. Leo 2A4 moving around as well. Tunguska and TADBVK getting sniped here after another by the Leo 2A3s. This is losses that Tanner can't really replace. Like, those are a couple of minutes of income there lost without trading at all. And this is really, really painful. This game starts to snowball out of control. We have 2 Leo 2A4s and a Leo 2A3. Whilst on the other side, only a single BVK is remaining. AA has been reduced here as well. Tanner really not with the traits he needs to make this a good game. And that is quite the issue for the player in red here. That is for sure quite the issue. BMP versus Leo 1A5. Most likely will lose there as well. ADBVK in the south will most likely be the try, but Razzmann has seen that coming, has invested into some nice defenses here. BMP1 going down, Spesnuts going down as well. And the list of dead things lately has been a lot more red than blue. And we're here in a lot of trouble. This will be quite a challenge to get out. 155mm. Trying to hit in the north. Rapira and TADBVK. Get onto the Leo 2A4. Ooh, nice hit. Rapira with some ATGMs. TADBVK. Not on target either. Meanwhile, pull him a cheeky. Coming in there. Yeah, killing off some Leo 2A4s here obviously still could change the outcome of all of this. Besnuts moving forward, getting some nice kills as well. Besnuts OP here, moving around. Ooh, Tornado HE. Can it find the hits that it needs? Oh, good hits for sure. Besnuts heavily reduced in hit points. Have to be careful now. And Tanner should evacuate them. One of them will go down in a second here, most likely. Fuchs leader made it out, actually. Is on a really weird route here, but still most likely will have the fuel to make it there. Do these guns have direct fire? Yes, they do. So if it runs into these guns, it might just get gunned down. They have 9 penetration on their direct fire gun, but I mean the Fuchs only has 1 armor, so it will not take too much here. Captures some UWATs here, but that might actually give it away. No helicopter, attack helicopter coming around here. Well, there is a Mi-24 actually around here. Mi-8s coming in as well to resupply the situation. Only 15 minutes remaining. Tornado cluster goes down, doesn't move around. Oh, guns here now in direct fire roll, but they don't hit. And their rate of fire is abysmal. And they also now get a new attack order, so the Fuchs leader gets the capture in the rear. Martyrs here now with a nice movement as well from our player in blue. Razzmann here really with the nice cutoff. Getting some UWATs here as well. And this is for sure an issue. The 152mm still not on target. And this new CV would be needed, but I'm not sure if this has been spotted. Finally, something kills the CV of Razzmann here. But Razzmann taking on a +4. Spesnuts in the south, heavily reduced. In the north, tanks of Razzmann still alive. Pushing through those will be nigh impossible. And the Martyrs 1A3s here with a nice ambush as well. Getting the sub-parry there. Spesnuts OP trying to come in. BTR is needed. Couple of more extra points here being stolen by Razzmann. Sub-parry and Spesnuts here in trouble. So is the MiG-29. MiG-29 at least will go out. I'm not sure if that's the same for the Spesnuts here. Kio-55 most likely gonna get hit. So will be Tunguska. Tunguska at least gets the F4F killed off beforehand. But the Martyrs here still undetected and they are in a gnarly spot. Martyrs now firing up. Spesnuts OP there, in trouble, going down. Couple of infantry units in the north, but this in the center is quite brutal. As we are only 30 minutes away now from the end of the game. And if Tanner wants to win this, it kind of needs a miracle at this stage. With the point advantage, CV finally coming in. and the amount of Leos that are around. But on the other side, the amount of TO-55s burning is for sure bigger than the amount of tanks that were there in the first place. Leo 2A3 and M48s moving around here. KDBVK going down. And that was actually the CV for the center. Marder's still here, as Tanner hasn't spotted this at all. And with the +3 in the center, we have Razzmann on a really, really good tick rate. Me24K coming around as well. And this is a problem here now for Tanner. Yeah, I feel like Tanner not using the advantage of the Spetsnaz. And then TO-55s were a lot of points invested into things that did little, but not really using TADUs to the fullest either. Like, the 119th play here, not great in my eyes. The artillery part and so on is nice. A bit unfortunate with the bombers, but good investments there by Razzmann eventually as well. A bit low maybe early on, but coming around nicely. Having a knife now to kill off Su-24s when they come in, and that means that these Su-24s have real big issues getting cost efficient. Wait, the CV that captured the rear zone here seems to have died as well. So, ADBVK it is. +3 here on the side of blue. Meanwhile, Spetsnaz sitting around here, M48 trying to move forward. Weird picket line here with the Iltis leader and the Fliegerfaust. Big guns reloading. CV trying to make it for the middle, but nearly 1,000 point difference by now. And yeah, 119th has the issue that its combined arms ain't cheap, and once you lose it, you are in trouble. And that's what happened here for Tanner. ATGMs coming around. Artillery flying in. Trying to delay to a force. Not great just yet. A little bit cheeky. Catching Panzer Grenadiers in the north. Doing a decent job there. As the +3 continues. Rapira hits the Panzer Grenadier. M48 slowly rolling in. Jäger moving around. Me24K flying away again. Oh, nice. Good hit. Good hit. From the Fliegerfaust. And there's more gnarly Fliegerfaustes actually here being hidden. That could be danger. And yes, there's a nice artillery park here. But Tanner lost too many other units to really let that pay off now. Yes, he kills off things that, if he would have a breakthrough now, would mean that that breakthrough now could occur, like Milan 1s and Milan 2 teams. But he just doesn't have the forces for that anymore. And he is really running out of time. 1,100 points difference here. BMP 1s going down in the south as well. Leo 2A3s coming in here. With enough supplies, we see more and more Leos getting repaired. Artillery on the other side also still coming in. As Razzmann's 1 wide 55mm hasn't even changed position. Counter battery on this one would have. Too busy with trying to hit the front line. KDBVK once more coming up. As we see Rapiras flying around. And yes, TADBVK is cheaper than your TADUDs, but you still don't get it as cheap as a normal TADBVK, so you still pay premium for that CV thing. And that makes your deck less cost efficient in my eyes as well. You rather should get a TADUD, which has a lot more survivability and so on, and pay that bit extra than just going for TADBVK after BVK, like Tanner kind of does it at the moment. Roland 2 in the north under attack. Doesn't quite go down. Artillery not quite finding the kill there. +3. Still going, once more going on there for Razzmann. As we have 8 minutes on the clock. And more than 1,100 points between these two. They'll be coming in from the other side. Trying to find some targets. 155mm coming around. See some Jaegers coming up. See some Luxus and Co. moving in the north. Pulamachiki under fire here by the Jaegers. Nice move in there with the TDBVKs, but TDU on its own here now versus 3 Leos. It gets some good hits in, but it gets killed off by a side shot there. Leo 2A4 at least gets killed off, but Cluster, oh no, Cluster coming just a bit short here. Leo 2A3 and 185 trying to come in. Okay, they find the kill there. Eventually, Planes paying for it. Yeah, Cluster bombers at the moment. Some of them are still weirdly underperforming. The Tornado Clusters are some of those. I wouldn't recommend using them much lately. Yeah, they need to get a bit higher in damage in my eyes. Me24K getting on the fire here. Artillery flying around, not getting killed. Me24K goes down to the Flieger fast. Another gruesome death there for Tanner's forces. Milan 2 on the Tunguska, most likely gonna connect there as well. Yeah, big boom, big fireball here. Another unit bites the dust. As the whole field is burning at the moment. Pulamachiki kinda on their own. With only 5 minute 50 remaining and the time just running out here now for Tanner. Panzer Mercer trying to find some spot to hit. Leo 2A4 versus TAD BVK. Yes, the BVK doesn't want to take that fight. Not on its own, at least. Much Vetka Superi coming around. SU-24s and MiG-29s flying in. Whilst we have more units coming in here as well. 24 dropping its HE bombs. Getting some nice kills there. So we roll on 3 snipe. KDBVK though. Has to be careful. And some Leos coming in again. And it's super on its own. It's a Leo 2A4 which should outperform it. Leo 2A4 also gets first shot, gets the kill there. And that's the center gone again. And that's kind of game. As I don't believe there's any TADBVKs around anymore. All of them gunned down. And there might not be any CVs left here for Tanner at this point. And even if he had any, his points get taken down here again. He would need 2 more minutes to get it to the front line again. And yeah, even if he would capture the whole map by now, it wouldn't really make a difference. He would not get enough ticks here in anymore to really catch up if he starts to get them now. So, and he just doesn't have the forces. Like, it's quite one-sided by now. Razzmann, really solid micro with the tanks. Yeah, airplay not going super well. Infantry fights, but we didn't have many. Spetsnaz there in the south getting gunned down. They were our chance for one, but we just didn't see much of that. Outside of that, infantry mostly moving around, trying to deal a bit of damage, but most of the time fire support from vehicles did the job. Me-24s coming in numbers now. As we have 4 minutes remaining. Here on the fire. As we see the helicopters moving forward. MiG-29 coming in again. Rapira firing onto the Milan 1 team. Motor Vetka coming around. Move BMP-1 there, going down in the last couple of minutes here as well. You see Leo 185, Befehlspanzer moving forward. 3 minutes till victory. Luxus in the south. Yeah, few Spaznuts, only a single Spaznuts OP there around that might be able to get at least one of the luxes. But let's see how that goes. MiG-29 coming around. And it seems like both of these players playing it to the end. Milan 1 going down here. As we see a MiG-29 going down in the north. Mi-24s trying to fly around now, but there is a good amount of Rolands. Good hit. Good hits. One of them going down. Mi-24 trying to move forward. But yeah, good hits there. 2 minutes remaining. Rolands. Good AA. As FOF is on the hunt here. Gets one. And in the end, we have a victory here for Razzmann in game number 1. Razzmann coming out victorious here and with a clean KD, with a pretty clear KD victory here as well. Leo 2A4 is doing well. Doing way better than the T80 UDs on the other side. As I said, like TO55's my misinvestment here from Tanner. And a couple of other things also a bit misplaced. And that allowed Razzmann here to come in nicely and get the W in this game number 1 in the Warner Monthly October. So yeah, let's see what we will see in the next one. Let's see what map we gotta get in the next game. And yeah, be right back, guys. So don't run